Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our live. And I was just thinking that song was like, open up your eyes, sunshine. Like the sun is going to come out. So just hang in there, okay? It's coming. It's coming soon, just like we have great listings coming soon. So just hang in there. Um, so welcome to our show. My name is Lori Meyer. I'm a real estate broker and I am also the owner of Lifestyle Listings here in Ventura. We are here at our location. We're on location in our office off Wells Road, 310 South Wells Road, Suite 203. Feel free to come out and visit us sometime. There's a lot going on out here right now. And there's a lot of activity, like all of a sudden people found 93004, you know? So we have new homes across the street that we're working with in case you're interested in finding out about the Shea homes that are coming up right now. And we have other listings in the area, but overall, we are here to serve you and we would love for you to come and visit us. We also love to give credit to Cafe 126 downstairs. Hi, Linda and Wen. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on today. Cafe 126, which is right across the parking lot. We love their food, we love their service, and we love the owner. So come and join us for lunch or just go and have breakfast there. They really have a great little restaurant with homemade recipes. So anyway, so we're here today. I'm trying to think what exciting is going on. It's going to be June next week. Hard to believe. Hey, Crystal, I love you. Thanks for coming on the show today. So we have a lot of great things happening right now. You know, it's going to be June next week. We're on the Memorial Day weekend, so we remember everyone that has gone to, fight for our freedom in our country. We do live in the best country in the world, so take time to remember all of those who have passed, but also those that are still out there fighting for us, for our freedom. So happy Memorial Day. I hope you find something fun to do. And we have some fun plans ourselves, going to go on a picnic, and I think we're going to take the electric boat out. So speaking of electric boat, so we are going to be doing cruises with our clients here, now that the weather is getting better. So let us know if you're interested in going out for a little wine cruise. And next week, we are getting ready to celebrate with the Ladies Luncheon, which is a project that I started 14 years ago, June of 2009. We're getting ready to celebrate 14 years, June 1st. So if you're interested in attending the Ladies Luncheon, we meet at the Greek. You can go to my bio and you can click and you can find the link there and you can register in case you want to come out, as a woman and join us for lunch. We have quite a bit of fun. So we're excited to celebrate 14 years. And we are going to be doing a drawing for everyone that attends to enter to win a free wine cruise. So that is that. And what else? Save the date. The Ladies Luncheon is in a series right now of wine mixers, and our next one is on June 22nd. That's a Thursday evening from 5:30 to 7. We are going to be at Tristology downtown on Main Street. So it's going to be really spicy. So for all of you ladies that want to come down and have a glass of wine and learn about Tristology, it's pretty fun. So what else is happening right now? We are offering a free market analysis. There are a lot of people out there that are thinking about selling their home. They're still not sure, and maybe just wondering, what is my home value at? Well, a lot of people go online and go to Zillow and Redfin and look up your home value. But just remember that when you do that service, they are not really taking into consideration important factors about your home that we look at, like condition, location, all the additions and things that you've done to your home. So we are more than happy to meet with you in case you're just thinking about selling your home. And there's no commitment, but sometimes it's just kind of nice to know what your value is right now. So there's a lot of people out there thinking about selling. We don't have enough inventory here in Ventura County, so we're always looking for new sellers that are interested in selling. This last week, we put a property on the market on McHugh Court. In fact, I think in the newsletter, it still showed up as active, but it went into contract within 5 days over asking. And it was a lot of fun last week, and we did open houses all weekend. I think we had over 80 people come through our open house. We were so, we were inundated, but also it was just a lot of fun. So it's also in the community that I live in at County Square Villas. So that was a really, really fun event. So we've got that in escrow, and we've got lots of leftover buyers. So looking for homes out there. So let us know if you're thinking about, selling your home. We can sit down and put together the plan. It's not an event. It's not something that we just decide to do one day. We put together a plan, and we put you on a plan, and we help you get there based on what you want to do. And then if you're interested in, thinking about, we want to downsize or we want to upsize, we talk about that, and maybe we go out and we look at some properties that you're interested in replacing, once you sell your home. So we're here for you. We would love to do your free market analysis and help you out with that. So what else is happening? So like I said, we had the listing last week on McHugh Court. It is now in escrow over asking. We got multiple offers, and that was a lot of fun. We still have coming soon. In River Ridge, Oxnard, we have a 4-bedroom, 3-bath, 3,000 square foot home coming up. That's going to be coming soon. I think we're going to be priced around $1.2 million. It has a 3-car garage. It's really going to be a great opportunity in case you want that bigger home, bigger garage, nice yard, really great area over there in River Ridge in Oxnard. And then we have another one coming up in Canoga Park, which is 3-bedroom, 2-bath with a pool, and that is still coming soon. And so sometimes you'll hear us talking about properties that are coming soon for a while. That's because sellers are doing work to prepare their home, and we always want to make sure that they have plenty of time to do that. We also participate in that process. So McHugh Court, our team was very, very active in helping prepare the home. The couple is older, and they needed a lot of help in getting out into their new home that we bought them in December, but then they also needed help, with services coming in like cleaning and removing stuff, unwanted items and staging, and we do all that stuff. So as a listing team, we really are built different, and we have full service, and we want to provide you with all the great service, and you will be very, very happy with the results. Our photography, our videos, all of our marketing is very professional, and it works. Obviously, we got McHugh into escrow within 5 days. So today we are going to talk about a really interesting topic, and one that maybe you have heard about in the past, but sometimes it has different opinions about it. But it's a really great product that is important to understand, especially if you are over 55. So I'm not going to take away from our host today. Please welcome, we're going to be talking about reverse mortgage. Please welcome Mike Vaccaro. Hi.
Hello, hello.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. Thank you for having me.
Thanks for coming
This is awesome.
on the show. Yay,
Of course.
It's so great to have you here.
Yes.
Yeah, so this is a great conversation. We've talked about it a little bit this week, and there's a lot of unknowns, and I think there is some negative connotation out there, right?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Unfortunately, because sometimes it's not really related to the product. Sometimes it's related to an experience with a person or or another company in the way that the product was presented. And I know that there's been some changes with reverse mortgage, but just kind of tell us a little bit about what are the important, who is the reverse mortgage designed for?
Yeah, you kind of hit the nail on the head there with negative connotations that date back to when it first kind of came out. And there weren't a ton of regulations. And as the product has developed over the years, it's really a great product, like you mentioned. I'm sure we'll dive into a little bit, but it's traditionally it was 62 and over.
Okay.
And for the FHA, it's called Home Equity Conversion Mortgage, the HECM. But recently, within the last few years, I believe, the jumbo proprietary products that the lenders have, which is essentially the same thing, but for properties over the FHA limit, they've reduced the age down to 55. So in
Oh.
California, we do see that a lot. You know, some of that's 55 can utilize that with our higher home values. That doesn't mean that if you have a higher home value, that you can't do the FHA HECM. It's just you're capped at the whatever the lending limit is that year. So it's a great product in terms of seniors that want to maybe live off their equity. They have a fixed income. It's very expensive here in California. And there's, again, we'll get into it. There's different options if you don't want to take money out, if you want to have a line of credit. Jessica joined us. Hi, Jessica.
Hey, Jessica.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different options in terms of that now. So.
So what are the benefits of reverse mortgage for someone who is over 55, you said, right? Over 55 that owns their home and has some equity in their home. They're living on a fixed income. They're thinking that, well, I don't want to use the equity of my home because I want to leave my kids with all this money, but they're also living life right now on a fixed income. And so let's talk about that.
Yeah, I mean,
seems like the person.
Yeah, I mean, it's a very realistic scenario, especially here. And the big thing for us is talking through it, okay? The big one is you don't have to make your mortgage payment, so it frees up some cash flow for them.
That's huge.
Huge.
You have to make your mortgage payment.
Right. Huge one. But if you're not making, so the thing is, reverse mortgage, it's very similar to a regular mortgage, but the payment is optional. You don't have to make the payment if you don't want to. People
love that option.
People can make the payment. Sometimes they do. Yeah, something.
People don't make their mortgage
that's a great
payment
option.
just because they don't want to anyway. But,
Exactly.
in this case, you can legally not make your mortgage payment.
Good point. Good point. And then to your kind of question is some people that maybe want to protect the equity, they maybe pay interest only. Something like that, or they make a payment every once in a while.
Okay.
And that's kind of where we talk with the borrower and say, all right, where are you at? What do you want to leave to your children? Because if you're not making a payment, your balance is going to go up. Therefore, you're not going to have as much equity.
Right.
Hi, Jeffrey.
Hi, Jeffrey.
But the thing with that is also in California, our property values are going up a lot. So in terms of that is, if you're going to do a reverse mortgage and you want to take control of like your mortgage payment, then okay, that's a good option because you don't have to take out any cash. Everyone's like, oh, you're just siphoning out all of your money. You don't have to do that. You could have a giant line of credit that just sits there and grows. It has its own growth rate. So sometimes people use it as a safety net. They take away their mortgage payment so they, a little more cash flow every month.
Okay.
They have a big line of credit in case health problems arise. Or
sleep well at night, like you can sleep well at night knowing that if you need $10,000 tomorrow, you can get it.
Exactly.
Right.
And, and a stipulation with the reverse mortgage is, keep up with your property, so people maybe take a little bit out, put a new roof on, things like that.
Yeah.
So
let's play with a scenario, and let's talk like some real numbers, and maybe, I'm going to just kind of throw out like, let's say a home value is at 800, and their current mortgage balance is at, we'll just use an easy number and go with 400. Can that person do, and they're over 55, or do they need to be over 62 to get the line of credit?
No, you could be 55. It just
Okay.
depends on the scenario. So with the revert, it's always kind of difficult. Some people kind of throw out random scenarios like that.
Yeah.
But it's always a little bit difficult. And I always feel comfortable using our software because age is a big factor. Because
Okay.
it's not like a traditional mortgage where it's a 30-year fixed or anything like that. It goes off of life expectancy.
Okay.
So if the borrower's 90, they're going to be able to pull more line of credit versus somebody that's 55.
Less
So
liability.
yes, correct. So I mean, in terms of today's market right now, with higher rates and everything like that, somebody in that certain scenario, I would highly doubt it would work at someone that's 55 right now.
Okay.
But maybe last year, the year before, that might have worked. So it's really important to kind of, if you're interested, give us a call. It takes a
Yeah.
few seconds to run a scenario, but it depends on obviously your current loan balance, age, like we said, and interest rate, home value, things like that.
Okay. So I think what I was trying to get towards is like trying to get people to understand, let's say that 800 that home value is 800, maybe their loan balance is 250 and they're like 70 years old. And I know we
Right.
can't come up with don't hold us to anything.
Right,
We're just
right,
trying
right.
to get you to understand
Basic numbers.
how this works. So their current mortgage that they have, you guys go and you pay that off.
Yep.
And then you give them a line of credit that they can access if they want to. And then they have an interest payment. If they want to make the interest payment, they can. But if they don't make the interest payment, they don't have to. And then that payment just gets added on to the principal every month and it grows their principal.
Correct. Yeah. So
Okay.
to kind of make up a scenario here is
Sure.
in that situation, they're not going to say all of your equity is in a line of credit because they don't want
Okay.
you to pull all of it out. They do a
Okay.
reserve
Okay.
because if you're not making your payment, they don't want you to go upside down, right?
That makes
So there's
sense.
reserves held back. They're not going to give you all of it.
Okay.
And the second thing is line of credit is one of the options. You can do a lump sum if you wanted to. You can opt for monthly payments, whether it's tenure or term. If you want like $2,000 a month, but it might only last you 15 years, then you'll get that. If you wanted it to last the rest of your life, it'll be $1,000 a month or whatever it is. And so you can kind of opt for things like that or a combination of the two.
Can they
Or a
just have the
combination
line
of
of
them.
credit sitting there and then if they want to go take money out, they can?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
That's the great part about
Yeah.
the reverse mortgages.
love that.
Is that it can come with a growing line of credit, and it's one loan. It's not a first and a second or anything like that. You're paying off your first mortgage, like you said, and putting it all together. So you have one loan, and it has a line of credit if you choose to. Like
Yeah.
right now, I'm doing one. The guy's getting a $90,000-ish line of credit.
Okay.
And it's going to grow over time by whatever the interest rate is, at the time. That product is an adjustable rate.
Okay.
There are fixed options.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, so your line of credit is going by today's rate, 6%, 7%. So that's kind of the silver lining in that, but that's something that people don't know, that it is a growing line of credit. So you're not kind of just stuck at that number. But yeah, you don't have to pull that money out.
Yeah, my mom did a reverse mortgage on her home down in San Diego before we sold it and we came up here. And so she had a loan balance. And so she moved it into reverse mortgage package. And every month, and so then she wasn't paying on the principal of her mortgage. She was just making that monthly interest payment. And that monthly interest payment was like, I don't know, it was like $1,000 a month or something. And that was way less than she was paying before on her standard mortgage, which included, interest and principal. So she cut back on her month. And that's what she did. She never used her line of credit.
Right.
It was there, and she loved knowing that it was there. It gave her a lot of peace of mind.
Yeah.
And then when we sold the house, we just, and the principal didn't grow because she was making the interest
Right.
payment. And so she just paid it off, and it was a great product for her.
It's great. I mean, and a lot of people say, well, what is my payment? And they don't calculate a payment, so you could literally pay whatever you wanted to. You can just look at your statement each month and it'll show your interest. You could send that payment in.
Oh, got it. Okay.
You can say, hey, this month I'm going to send 10,000 in, or whatever it is. You can, or nothing. And
Right.
99% of the time, people don't, because that's the biggest draw to the product is
Yeah.
you don't have to make a payment. So, but in terms of, heirs, if you want to leave as much as possible, then that's an option for you.
Right. And I think that's like, just as we've been talking about this product this week, I have a lot of clients that, they're sitting on a ton of equity and they don't want to they don't want to sell their home, or they don't want to do a line of credit or a refi because they don't want to use their money. They want to leave it to their kids. But in this situation, you still can, and just know that it's accessible. And that's just, for me as an heir, that gave me a lot of peace of mind, knowing that my mom had that money in case she needed it, So, and I think, hi Lisa, thanks for coming on the show. So many people, when my mom first told me that she was doing this reverse mortgage, I was like, oh, okay, let me do some homework on it. And then I did, and then I found out. So, like, a really big, hi Derek, thanks for being on the show. But if you do hear about reverse mortgage, do some homework about it. And obviously, contacting Mike, and we'll give him his information's in the bio. But really learning about this for yourself, if you're over 55, or if your parents, are on fixed incomes and they could use to have some more money coming into their life right now.
Yeah, that's a great, because I like to spend time with my borrowers and explain everything to them, because we mentioned at the beginning, there's a lot of negative connotations that happened in the past, and it's not like that anymore. And they think we're going to take their home, we're siphoning their equity, and it's not like that.
Right.
That's one of the other things, is they have full control over the home. They can do whatever they want. They can refinance out of it if they wanted to. They can refinance it again if their home value goes up to get a bigger line of credit.
Oh,
They're
that's
not,
good.
so it's just like a regular loan, right?
Yeah.
But in terms of, paying it back, you kind of mentioned leaving it to the heirs, is if they end up passing away or leave the house and it's not their primary residence anymore, that's when the loan is called due. And the heirs, if it goes to the heirs, or if they leave in, obviously they have them, then they have 6 months to decide if they're going to sell the home, split the proceeds, whatever the loan balance is goes to the bank, the equity goes to the heirs, or they can refinance it and live in it. If they're of age, they can do a reverse mortgage if it works out. So there's plenty of options.
Tax benefits, if heirs take over properties that their parents have left them, they get tax benefits of, I think, transferring the tax basis sometimes. Don't quote me on that, but there's a lot of reasons why heirs do want to take over the home that their parents have been in, and if there's a reverse mortgage, like you said, they can just refi out of that and move it into their own owner-occupied type of a loan. So I have had really good experience in working with sellers that have passed away, and there was a reverse mortgage on the home, and we worked with the reverse mortgage company and my escrow officers, which really played a big key in this. So agents, if you're out there, make sure if you're going to be doing an escrow with a reverse mortgage, talk to your escrow officer, because both my escrow officers that I work with were very, very up to speed on it and very comfortable. And so it was a very nice experience. The reverse mortgage company worked with us. They walked us through the process. It was really simple, and it just I kind of got over the last, since my mom used the reverse mortgage product, I just got a whole new attitude about it. And now I've got, in my client base, I've got a good amount of people that fall into this category. So it's a nice thing for me to be able to offer my clients.
Right,
you know.
And a
So
lot of people get, scared or nervous, but it's, we say all the time, it's very similar to a regular conventional loan. There's obviously different nuances to it, but yeah, it's a simple product that can be very beneficial.
yeah, what do you really love about the reverse mortgage product?
The product, I mean, there's so many things because the clientele, I love the clientele and I love getting to know them and I love explaining the product and it truly helps them a lot. Getting somebody that's on a fixed income in the state of California could be very difficult.
Could
and
be very
they
difficult.
don't want to leave their house.
Right.
They want to stay in their house. They don't want to have to, change at a certain age and, it helps them a lot.
Yeah.
And, knowing that.
Hi, Dulce. Welcome. Welcome to the show. Thanks for coming on.
Knowing that they can stay in their house and, have an optional payment and a line of credit or cash if they need it. It's, that's what I like. It's rewarding,
Yeah.
to say the least. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you really develop a really special relationship, and I love the senior community because they're so full of gratitude, So and we talked about that, but they're just so great to work with, and you really feel like you're bringing them some really good options, and then like even inviting them to have their family come in and sit down on the meeting so everybody can be really, really well versed, because at some point if they do pass, not if, when they pass away, we want the family to be up to speed on how to move forward. Just real quickly, because we only have a minute or so, can somebody purchase a home with a reverse mortgage?
Yes, and that's one thing how we kind of met is because I say it's called reverse for purchase, and people are like, wait, what? You can do that? And it's very similar. There's a down payment process. Again, it depends on the home price, the borrower's age, and they'll say, hey, you need to put down X amount because equity is a big role, right, in this. So if they are downsizing, they take the cash from the new home, put some of it in there, and then they can move into this new property without a mortgage payment right off the bat.
Yeah, that's so. And you, when you came the other day and talked to the team, you had some really great simple examples that we could look at to see how we can move from selling their existing home and move into the purchase, with a reverse mortgage. So if you are interested in, it's a very simple, a process, and Mike makes it so easy. So what do you like about real estate overall, like just being in the industry? Because you specialize in reverse mortgage.
Correct, yeah. I specialize in reverse, and that's 99.99% of what I do every day. But in terms of real estate in general, I think, I don't know. I've always been interested in architecture, and I think that was just kind of a segue. I'm interested, and I like going over the appraisals with them and things like that. I don't know. It's just kind of nerdy stuff, I guess. But it's always kind of the interest in it. So I always kind of wanted to be an agent and show houses, but then that's it's also a lot of work. So
it's
I kind of
a lot of work.
It's all a lot of
Whether
work.
you're doing your end or my end, it's all a lot of work. And I'm really grateful that we met.
Yes.
And thank you to D-Day,
Yes.
who connected us,
Yes.
my escrow officer, who referred you to me. And thank you so much for coming out.
Yes, thank
Once
you.
again, tell people how they can get a hold of you.
Well, if you go to standardlenders.com, that's our website. You can give me a call directly or off the website. I don't know, should I shout out my personal cell phone?
It's up to you. It's your phone number, not mine.
214-802-5915. Give me a call. You can email me at mike@standardlenders.com. I'll run a scenario for you, whatever you want.
Yeah, that's great. And just to kind of wrap it up today, a couple other things that we have going on. We have our Ladies Luncheon 14-year anniversary on Thursday. Very excited about that event. We have Radiant You on June 22nd. And even though we've had some changes in the real estate market in the last week, we're not going to talk about that today. But the bottom line is home values are still going up and they're not slowing down. So if you're hesitant about getting into the market right now and you're thinking, I don't think I should get in right now, please sit down with us and we'll talk to you about that journey, because better to buy in at prices now than in a year where we're consistently seeing prices go up. You can always refinance your mortgage. So we say, love the home, date the rate. So contact us in case you're interested in looking at buying and, of course, selling. Thank you so much for coming on to the show. Enjoy this wonderful Memorial Day weekend. Thank you again to all of our people that are in service out there. God bless America, and have a great weekend.